I said I'd do a Q&A video, so I got a few questions on my Tumblr, my blog, so I'm just going to go ahead and answer them. So first question, how did I get into fitness? I've always been into, I've never played sport, so I haven't really been into sport, but I think I can pinpoint it down to when I was 17. We went away on holiday, just me, my mum and dad, to Thailand, and I remember at the resort there was a gym there, and one afternoon my mum and I went to the gym and I just did a little treadmill workout. And I don't know, for some reason I just really enjoyed that workout, and so that was fairly early on in the holiday, and I just remember every day kind of getting into a routine. So after the end of the day I'd go to the gym and just go for a walk. This was all cardio, this wasn't weight training or anything, and yeah, I'd just go for that 30-40 minute walk, and then I started to think about what I was eating. So I remember that we had the breakfast buffet every morning. I started making more healthier choices. I started having more fruits and yogurts and things like that, as opposed to my, I don't know, bacon, fried egg, grease up. So yeah, when we got back to Australia, I joined my first gym at 17, and from then on I just had always been into, yeah, I really got into fitness and working out. I did a little bit of weight training, but that was predominantly like bicep curls, that's all I really knew. So I just mixed it up between the cross trainer, the treadmill, and ab workouts. So yeah, that's what really got me into fitness, that Thailand trip. So yeah, what made me start competing? Well, I met my boyfriend when I was about 20, and he was into weight training. So he got me into weight training, and then I had a girlfriend who knew somebody who was a fitness competitor, and she told me, you know, you really should get into that. But funny enough, I just really didn't like the look. I didn't like how they had big quads and big shoulders. To me, I thought that wasn't very feminine, and it's really weird because that's all I'm about now. All I want is to grow my quads and shoulders. So yeah, my friend set up a little coffee date meeting with her friend that was a fitness model competitor, and because I was already into weights by then and my diet was fairly on track, probably wasn't eating enough what I should have. And so yeah, I caught up with this girl and I was asking her all about competing and what she does, and I was fascinated with it. And I think that's from then on, I had the same coach as her. I contacted her coach, and that was August last year. So I got my coach August last year and started prepping for my first show, which was March, which was, yeah, 7 months later. So that's how that's what made me get into competing. How I stay on track. I think it helps. I know you should only have yourself to account to, but having a coach or having someone to check up into does make you stay on track, you know, because you know, okay, I've got to make sure my weigh-in's on track this week. You know, if you are weighing yourself every week, you're like, sometimes you can let it slide. Oh, it doesn't matter, next week I'll be okay, next week. But if you're constantly checking into someone, you know, you're not only going to be letting yourself down, but you're going to let them down. But how I stay on track is just seeing the results each week gets you on track. So if you're being consistent in your training and your diet, you're going to see results, and that's what's going to keep you on track. I don't know, I'm not someone that gives up easily. So, I mean, I did a year of a degree I hated, but I stuck it out for a year before I decided to do another one. I just don't give up, that's just me. But there have been many times I just want to eat the world, and I don't know, what kept me on track was watching YouTube videos, going on blogs, fitness blogs, all that kind of stuff, staying away from food. Just your goal is what keeps you going, and my goal was to make it on stage and compete, and I did. For girls that want to so girls that want to get into building muscles, a lot of girls do get scared and think, oh, I don't want to start lifting weights because it's going to make me bulky. Girls, it's pretty much physically impossible to be bulky, masculine, without drugs. So we physically don't have the right hormones like the testosterone to bulk up. So for girls, I would definitely recommend easing into it, so it's not too overwhelming. So you can start with a two-way split, doing upper body training and lower body training. So you could do that twice a week, one upper day, one lower day. So upper would be things like shoulders, you know, arms, back, and then your lower day could be your glutes, your butt, your legs, quads, and calves. And then still having a little bit of HIIT cardio in there, and then you can gradually increase that and do 2 upper days, 2 lower days, and then once you figure out the areas you really want to work on and build, you can start developing that split. So for me, I have a back day, I have a shoulders day, I have a bis and tris day, and I have 2 leg sessions a week. So and I throw in a few ab sessions in as well. So I think easing into it is good. I really recommend bodybuilding.com because they have some amazing, that's the best website. They've got every kind of exercise listed and for the muscle group and little videos on how to perform them. So I definitely go on there a lot to get some new glute workouts. I'm constantly looking for new ways to work my butt because I get sick of doing the same exercises. Yeah. How many times a week is ideal for cardio? Yeah, with cardio, look, a lot of people have different opinions on cardio. I would prefer to increase my cardio than decrease my diet, purely because I love food. Even in my off season, I still want to keep my cardio up because it's not about staying lean. It's actually about your cardiovascular system. I personally feel physically fitter and better and more healthier with cardio sessions. So if you're looking at losing fat, with all my preps, I always started the mornings off doing fasted lists, so that's just low intensity, steady state cardio. So just a fasted 40-minute walk in the morning. If you want to incorporate that every second day, and then maybe 3 times a week, you can do your HIIT sessions. So that's just sprint walks. They are usually shorter sessions, like a 20-minute burst. But LIST predominantly uses your glycogen and fat stores. So if you're going to do that in an empty stomach, you're going to be using your fat stores rather than using food. Using the food you just ate for fuel. So the HIIT sessions are good because you're still retaining your muscle, you're not wasting your muscle, but you are burning fat. In fact, fat oxidation is increased throughout the day if you do HIIT sessions. So they both have their benefits. Just incorporate a bit of both of them. It really is just what you prefer. So I don't do any lists off season, but when I'm prepping, I will do a mixture of lists and HIIT. Macros. What is macros all about? Well, I've recently just switched to macros actually. Macros is macros, if it fits your macros, flexible dieting, all the same thing. Macros pretty much breaks it down. Instead of counting calories and eating clean, you're actually breaking it down to the actual macronutrient. So you're counting your protein, your carbohydrates, and your fats because they all have yield different kilojoules. So obviously fat's a lot higher. 1 gram of fat would yield about 9 calories. 1 gram of protein and carbohydrate yields 4 calories, but they both are digested and used differently in the body. So with macros, the good thing about it is you can be flexible with what you eat, but I always say it's not an excuse to just eat and cram everything into your diet that you want. Because if you think about it, you've got a Snickers bar and you've got a piece of chicken breast, you know. A much higher volume of chicken breast will yield many higher calories than a Mars bar or a Snickers bar. So yes, if you want to go and eat dirty, that's fine, but you're only going to be able to eat tiny, small portions, and you're going to be starved, you're going to be depriving your body of the essential nutrients. So I'm all about volume. But the good thing is, once you calculate your macros, so there's special websites for that. I'm doing it for a company called Equalation, who's run by the macro king, Jonathan King. And so at the moment, I'm on 1,800 calories, and each macronutrient has been calculated just for me, and then that increases each week because I'm reversing up. I want to build up my calories. But I'm going to do a separate video about that. It all depends on your goals. So if you might respond better with high fats, lower carbs. Some people even do carb cycling. So it really depends on what your goals are, depending on your macros. But yeah, I'll definitely do another video about that and do like a day in the life of what I eat because it changes each day now. What inspired me to take training seriously? I think once I decided I'm going to compete, that's when I started training seriously. So before I was just kind of getting into weights, trying it all out. But then as soon as I knew I wanted to compete, I knew what my areas were to improve on, what I wanted to bring out, and then that's when I started taking it seriously. Same with, so each season I want to better my body, work on the areas to improve on, and that's what that's why I'm taking it seriously, purely because I want to bring out better features. So I want to build at the moment my delts and my quads. So yeah, Tips for eating out. Look, it really depends how seriously you want to get into this. If you're going out for dinner with friends and it's once in a blue moon, once a week, whatever, you don't have to be rigid and strict. You can enjoy a treat meal once in a while. It's really, if you're training hard, eating well, you're not going to ruin your results. But obviously you don't want to eat to make yourself sick. So just make healthier choices when you go out. Little tips are always ask for your dressing and sauces on the side, as opposed to having it all mixed in. Yeah, so with it's steak and salads, they're always a good option, but be careful because things like Caesar salads actually might contain higher calories than a burger. But yeah, no, just make healthier choices when you go out. Order diet soft drinks. If you're going to drink a lot of alcohol, be careful because your body will process the alcohol first and everything you eat will just kind of be stored straight as fat. So choose if you want to have more drinking or more eating, so don't do both. Yeah. What kind of things have boosted my progress and results? I think consistency, honestly. Consistency in training and diet, that's what gets results. So putting a half-ass effort in, on and off with training and diet, you're not going to see results. Supplements, yeah, I do take a lot of I did take a lot of supplements that really, I think, helped my progress. Creatine, not so much pre-workouts. Sometimes when I have low energy, pre-workouts helped me push a little bit more. But yeah, definitely things like creatine, glutamine, they probably helped me with my progress. Actually, CLA and carnitine, so they really helped as well. And diet, so changing up my diet. With my coach, my last prep, he probably did about 4 or 5 diet changes, and I think the shock to the body, that really did help. So you want to avoid that plateau. You want to change things up. As soon as you start to see yourself hitting that plateau, you've got to look at your training, your diet, see what you can change, just to get better results, I guess. Who inspires me? I definitely think in the fitness industry, Dana Lynn Bailey is a massive inspiration to me. She's beyond amazing. She's not just because of what she's achieved, just her personality. So I watch her YouTube videos, follow her on Instagram. She just seems really real and raw. And what I like is she doesn't sugarcoat it. A lot of people just try and sugarcoat the industry and just people post a lot of pictures and videos that kind of make other people feel bad about themselves. Whereas Dana is constantly just telling it how it is. And I really like that. And her and her husband, they seem so cool together. In all their videos. She just seems so raw and real. And what she's achieved, she didn't win Olympia this year, and what she said, she's so proud of where she's come, and it's not all about winning, it's about bettering yourself. I really like that attitude. And I follow a lot of YouTube vloggers, so Nikki Blackadder and Christian Guzman, Lex Fitness, they really inspire me. That's probably what got me into doing these vlogs, seeing, they don't give a crap what anyone thinks, they just film their life. What they actually got me through prep, I had so many days of I just could not be bothered, and I'd watch their videos and I'd get in the mood again, watch their day in the life of eating, watch their training videos at the gym, and people like that really inspire me. People that are just real, not those that just post pictures of themselves. Oh, look how amazing I look. Yeah, great, the picture's been photoshopped to every inch. That just makes people feel bad about themselves. My top 5 tips to give someone. Okay, I definitely think top tip is, a lot of people want to get into fitness, the whole health and fitness thing, for the wrong reasons, just because and the whole competing thing. So I think you want to be doing it for the right reasons. You want to be doing it to feel good about yourself, to look better, to feel better. Another tip is, it's not about starving yourself and being skinny. You want to be healthy. Do not sacrifice your body for this. It's all about being healthy. So you want to sit down and just think about what your goals are. So if you want to really, put on a bit of muscle and weight, you want to work out your nutritional requirements, make sure you're not depriving yourself of any nutrients, always ease into it. So if you are clueless when it comes to weights, hire a trainer, work out with a friend and they can help you get into it. Another thing is, don't take your family and friends for granted. So don't just ignore them. You can't just, it can be a very selfish thing getting into competing, and you can block everyone out and just become a hermit. It's, that's really not what it's about. But yeah, little things like drinking lots of water. So you want to get about 2 to 3 liters a day. Make sure you're hitting your fiber targets. Making sure you're having a lot of fruit and your essential vitamins. Some people can just cut out dairy. You know, you're going to be missing out on things like calcium and vitamin D, which is important for bone strength and health, especially if you're doing a lot of weight training. Another thing is, little tips, I like to follow my favorite fitness vloggers, YouTube, fitness inspirations on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. Watching those kind of videos, it gives you a lot of ideas and it just gets you in the mood, puts you in a positive mindset. I don't think, like I said, I don't think cutting out cardio altogether is a good idea. So if you wanted to build muscle, I still think you should do a little bit of cardio, even if you just do light walks, just because it's good for your cardiovascular system, health, fitness and well-being. Other little things, I think metabolism boosters. So if you're adding things like cinnamon, chili, cayenne pepper to your foods, try having a lot of smaller meals throughout the day just to speed up that metabolism. That's just me. Some people might want to have 3 main big meals, but I don't know. I prefer to have lots of small meals because that does increase your metabolism, I find, and keep you fuller for longer, less chance of snacking. Yeah, that's just some tips. That will probably conclude this video, but I'm gonna start making a new series of videos following my new kind of approach to dieting, macros. So yeah, stay tuned for that, and I will see you all later.